Hello, you lovely lot. It's Nick from Claret and Booze. I'm here with Mickey tonight. This is a Sunday night show. So, what I don't normally do on this show, but we're going to on this one. If you are new to this channel, please subscribe and don't forget, drop a like on the video. That ain't the epoxy lover in the chat. You have to come out, press the thumbs up, and that is a like on the video. But
and I'll tell you what else though. Use your hype. Use your hypers. Hype us up. Hype.
I've got a different take on the hype. I'm not greedy. If people get 3 hypes a week, right? Yeah. So if you're an avid viewer, you get 3 hypes a week. It specifically says use it on smaller channels to give them more exposure. So I'm more of the opinion. I'm not that bothered. Hello, Michael. I'm not that bothered. I know everyone else are greedy bastards and they're saying hype me, hype me, hype me. I'm not fussed. You're probably better off using that if you watch some smaller channels that are trying to sort of gain more viewers and stuff like that, which we all are. But yeah, save it more for them ones. Always happy for a hype, but I'm saying that is the actual reason for it, is to give smaller channels or new content creators more exposure. That's what it's for.
Yep, and that's Nick's take on it. My take is hype us up.
Give me the hype. You want it all, greedy bastard.
I want it all.
Yeah,
I'm only saying it because I'm on it tonight, so hype it up tonight.
So, as you know, I didn't have a meltdown. I wanted to get it all off of my chest yesterday because I didn't want Nuno, and it weren't Nuno the man. I said that. I said I've got nothing against Nuno the man, Nuno the manager, but I know that Nuno is infinitely better than Potter. He's an infinitely better manager. It's what the signing, it's what the appointment represents, which is reverting back. I know people, you're going to see, right? If you don't know, you will see. Reverting back to a more industrial version of football that we all wanted to get away from about a year ago. I still do. And what this represents is a colossal failure from our board. You know, I wanted a director of football. I spoke about that as well. Well, I was kind of hoping that this appointment... So I did speak to someone yesterday because, like I said, I've not watched any content on this from anyone. I normally watch everyone, Hammers Chat, everyone, to try and, you know, get their take on it. I haven't. I've gone radio silent because I just wanted to think about it and come to my own conclusions, which is what I've done. But yeah, the only person I did speak to was you know who, was SportsX, and there is going to be no director of football. They've got no intention of changing tax like that. You know, with Nuno, you've got George Mendes, a super agent. So now, rather than Salthouse and Silkman, we're going to be getting George Mendes players. That's basically it. So it's the same thing, but it's different. When you consider that, Nuno, this is his 4th job in 6 years. We're probably going to, over the next 2 years, back the manager, give him all of these players. And this is, for me, a sticking plaster manager. It is. I don't think it's going to be a long-term one, not in any way, shape or form. But the fact remains, we don't want to get relegated this year. We really don't. We were over a barrel. I do think they had to pull the ripcord a little bit sooner than what they otherwise would have, because the teams that have got promoted this year are not crap. So Leeds and Sunderland are doing really, really well. You know, it's probably going to be Burnley and 2 others that go down, is going to be my guess. I think those 2 are going to be safe. So I can understand why they did pull the ripcord, and I can understand why they think that this will work. I hope it works. I do think that Nuno... I'm not going based on what he said in his interview, which I was impressed with, but I always am whenever these managers talk. They always say what you want to hear. But what I will say about Nuno is it didn't feel like he was reading from a script. It felt like it was a little bit more off the cuff, a little bit more natural with what he was saying. And he looks like a bit of a mean, hard bastard as well. I will say that. And I think we need that at this club. We need someone who's not going to take any bullshit. We need someone who's going to be a manager, who's going to be a leader. And you know, a lot of what he said, I really, really liked. I really liked. But like I said, I'm not going to read anything into that because we've heard all that before. One thing he did say, which I completely agree with, is he didn't give a call to the fans, like, come and support us, come and do this. He didn't say that. He basically said we're at a stage where we've got to show the fans, i.e. the time for talking's over, now it's time to act. If we do well, then the fans will come back. And that's exactly the right attitude. We don't want smoke blown up our arse. We don't need gaslighting. We want to see physical proof of progress. And at the stage that we're at now, this isn't the direction that I wanted us to take, because it is literally taking us back 5 years to when Moyes first came in. It's the same thing. And But at the same time, when I look at it, and I look at the fact, and I completely and utterly, I've tried to disagree with what I said in the video yesterday about how his style of football requires a certain type of player and a certain type of team. Well, Potter was defensive. He was defensive with the ball, but defensive. He's always had really good defensive records. And we're hemorrhaging goals for fun. We haven't got a good defence. We haven't got good defenders. We haven't got the best midfielders. We haven't got great goalkeepers. And one thing that Nuno's game absolutely relies on is an outlet. He needs, a good striker. He needs a good striker to be able to fight off defenders and basically, because we're going to pump a lot of long balls up there. We are. Some balls in the channels, but a lot of long balls to the striker who's got to basically hold off centre-backs, which Fulkrug has shown to me that he ain't really very good at. And then that brings the other players like Bowen, like Somerville, maybe Guilherme into the game. And that's the other thing we're short of. We're short of rapid players that can do that. What shape is he going to play? Is he going to play a 3-4-3 like he did at Wolves? Is he going to play a 4-2-3-1? I don't know. But what I'm saying is to have a manager like Nuno, who is very capable, that's irrelevant if he ain't got the players to do his job properly. Don't matter how good he is. He might be able to get us as organised as possible. But what Nuno is going to do, because we're going to be playing football without the ball an awful lot more now. The midfielders don't press. They keep their shape, very Moyes-like. So there isn't as much of a reliance on your midfielders to have loads of pace, because we're not going to be pressing. They're going to be cutting off passing lines. They're going to be kind of like it's like crab-like football. And they will be a shield for the defence. They will be you will have like Fernandes bursting through the middle and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, we're going to be giving the ball to the opposition, and we're going to be inviting them onto us, and we're going to want them to come at us, because that's the only way you score when you play this way. You have to let the other team have the ball, get them to attack you, and then you can counterpunch them. So for that to work, first and foremost, your defence has got to be rock fucking solid to be that confident to let the other team come at you. And you've got to be lethal on the counter-attack to make the best of our opportunities going forward. So there is potential for me for this to go okay. Not brilliantly. I think he could keep us safe. But I do also believe that there is potential for this to go catastrophically fucking wrong and fast. That's where I am. And it's got nothing to do with Nuno. I actually quite like him as a person, as a man. Don't like his brand of football. But he's way better than Potter. This is levels above Potter. You can see it. The geezer's just got he's got something about him. He's got aura. So I think he's going to command a lot more respect from those players in that changing room. Right, but that's me. That's me sort of laying down the foundations of where I am with Nuno. And I am going to get on board with it, because I kind of think this is where we are. And this board have failed. And as a result of their shit management of this club, we was going to get relegated this year, and they've had to basically sack it all off and revert back and pull this guy in to try and save us. It's down to them. They've done that. Mick, what about yourself, mate?
Well, yesterday, I mean, what you just said, I'm not going to, I think you're right in what you're saying. But yesterday, I didn't say what I was going to say, because it was kind of no talking to you yesterday. You was, for the initial news,
I was fucking fuming.
Yeah, you were fuming. But I never had that take on it personally. I think that my take was always going to be Nuno.
Yeah.
Regardless of what anything said, I think everyone that we was linked with, he was probably the best one out of the lot, I guess. So it wasn't a surprise. I'm not a Nuno hater. I actually quite like him. I always have done, really. I know the football's going to be boring, I think, but what is needed at the moment is getting back to basics and a grounding for West Ham, because we've just gone way past that. We're shit. We're absolutely shit. I think he can bring that stability. Again, he's not the sort of manager I want, but unfortunately, we didn't seize on an opportunity to get that progressive manager in once Moyes had gone. We needed to get that manager in, so then we've gone backwards. This is how I see it. So I think bringing someone like Nuno in could get them foundations, make us solid. Do you know
why I think that this is mental? Do you
Go
think
on.
that the squad of players and the team that we've got now is better than Moyes' last season in charge?
No, of course I don't.
So what I'm saying is that was basics. That was basics football, and we conceded about 80 goals in that season. We was hemorrhaging goals. So I don't understand the thinking. I'm not talking about Nuno for taking the job. All managers back themselves, right? He doesn't know the squad of players that we've got. I know he probably, I reckon he knows them well enough. But what I'm saying is, Moyes, who I think, you got to say Moyes is probably on par with Nuno as a low block manager, a defensive manager. Moyes could not get a fucking tune out of that team defensively in the last year that he was here. We were fucking shit. And this is worse. This is a worse team.
This is a lot worse. But I don't think that it can be. I genuinely don't. We said this on the choosing up members thing. I genuinely don't think how it can be any worse from the Potter era. I genuinely don't. And someone said, yeah, but we thought that about David Moyes, then we thought that about Loppy. All right, but then we've gone right down. I just can't see how it could be any worse.
I'm going to pull this one up because Reg, look, I love you, mate, but you're in all the comments whenever I mention Nuno. You keep telling me he's not boring. He might not be fucking boring to you. His football's boring to me. It's the same as Moyes. Now, look, as far as I'm concerned, if you were Moyes out because of the style of football, and now we're all embracing this low block thing because, it just don't matter anymore, then what were you calling for Moyes out for? I'm not a hypocrite. I want to see good football. It means a lot to me. I understand that we're in a situation now where we've got to do this to try and keep ourselves safe. But if just doing the bare minimum and boring the tits off of everyone in the stands, letting the other team have the ball for 70%, 80% of the time, hoping for a smash and grab is the limit to what you want.
Yeah, but this is why that the protests can't stop, because we all know that this is the type of manager. We're all
going to be tearing lumps off of each other again in no time. This geezer's going to divide everyone.
Yeah, but this is what I've said to you, and I've been saying this, that if we was to get people like Lopetegui, if we was to get people like Potter, and now Nuno, we might as well have just kept Moyes, because he was, for that style of player, for that style of manager, which we're still getting, we might as well just kept him. But we all know that the type of manager that Sullivan likes, and that is a Nuno. Now, my biggest gripe with it all is, and this weren't on Nuno, because like I said, I kind of like him. I genuinely do. Not his passing to play, but I quite like him. But what annoyed me is if they had identified Nuno as the man to take us further, he's the man we want. Let's all go out and get him. Do you think they would have had the same mindset had he been still at Nottingham Forest? Of course he wouldn't have done. They would never have paid any money to get him out of a contract. No, of course they wouldn't have done. So this was why it was best out of the bad bunch, because they only employ people who are out of a job. They never really identify a manager that can probably take a step further and they go, right, he's the man for us. Like the Ipswich manager just say, for an example. They thought about him. They've gone, right, he's the man for us. Let's buy him out his contract. Or Marco Silva. Let's get him. But no, they don't. So that was my gripe with the whole West Ham and getting a free manager. However,
we could literally, but then that, if that's the case, you can't moan about this guy when he plays the football that he plays, and you're bored shitless watching it.
But that's what I'm saying.
You can't moan about it.
That's what I just said to you. I don't like the style of play. I like him. I don't like the style of play.
I like a lot of people. It don't mean it's important.
No, I know that, Nick. But you got to face it, that under this ownership, and this is why it's so important to keep the protests going. Because under this ownership, they ain't fucking stopping. There is not a chance in hell. There is not a chance in hell. This appointment. I'll tell you what. For the vast majority of West Ham purists, anyway, those that have got an affinity with West Ham and our identity, because we've now gone from like I said, I wanted a West Ham identity. I'm sick of going from Moyes ball to Loppy ball to Potter ball, and now we're going to watch fucking Nuno ball. I just want West Ham to have an identity. I do. Exactly. This is ridiculous. It's not 15, is it? This is going to be this is the 10th, and we had 11 in 110 years previous. I think this is I think it's the right time. I don't think it could have gone any longer than what he did to give. We're not in a relegation battle. Like,
we
so
are.
if we no, because I think because how many games have gone, I think if people start to think, I think if we end up in a relegation battle, that is down to Nuno, because he's had most of the season now. He's had a big, massive majority of the season to take us up the
But what I'm saying is, this is what I don't get from people are going, look at what Nuno done at Wolves, where he had a star-studded fucking team think of the team that we've got. Look at the team that Moyes was successful with in the Premier League when he was low blocking. Look at his defence. We had Declan Rice, a generational talent in central defensive midfield. Look at Nuno's last year with Forest. Look at the fucking team that he had. Look at the defenders. I don't know what people are expecting this guy to do. I know he's a good manager at what he does. Very good. But I'm talking about the tools that he's got. What are you expecting from him?
Well, I to be honest with you, you want me to answer that? I expect what I said earlier on. I expect him to keep us grounded. I expect us to be a bit harder to break down. Again, not the football I want to see. It's not the football I want to see. But unfortunately, from the players, but unfortunately from the managers that we've had, we have now got to the point where we have to go back. We have to go like 2-3 steps back to get where we was under that Moyes era, which is disgusting. I'm not agreeing with that. But I'm saying for what is needed right now, I think Nuno is not a bad appointment. I really don't. But don't mean that I want to see him be there in 3 years' time. I think that he's going to get a ceiling. It's going to have to go. But I think for what is needed right now, I think there's a lot worse managers that could have been appointed.
Oh, no. There's a lot worse managers. I agree. And I was sitting there thinking yesterday, what managers really, with this group of players that we've got, could we have got that would have made the massive difference that I want? And the trouble is, I couldn't really think of many because we've got no real steel in this team. There's no real fight. There's no real leaders. Not really. There's not. I mean, our captain's not a leader. There's no real leaders in this team, in this squad, in this setup. Potter's got an awful lot to answer for that because, it's just shit. The whole thing. The situation that we're in trouble, and I mean that as well. And again, that's got nothing to do with Nuno. He hasn't built this team. He's going to come in to try and polish a fucking turd. That's what he's going to try and do, or at least I kind of feel sorry for him. But for people that think that this is what I don't get, Mick. We've got a shit defence. People don't seem to. When I've had this debate with people like Reg constantly, we've been conceding goals for fun. You said earlier on, this team is worse than what Moyes had in his last season, and we conceded a record amount of goals in that season.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's with Moyes playing a low block, being conservative, and playing counter attack, going back to his normal style. We've got a worse team now, and now we think it's a good idea to let the other team have the opposition have the ball, and just invite them onto us, and then hope that they're naive enough to let maybe Bowen slip in behind them so we can score. Because that's what we're going to be reliant on. Who are we aiming the ball at? We saw Fulkrug get absolutely battered about by Ballard against Sunderland. Who's going to hold the ball up in a counter-attacking sense? I mean, how important is Somerville going to be? What are we going to do if Somerville gets injured? Because Bowen ain't got pure pace. He ain't. You need raw pace to play on a counter-attack.
You've got Guilherme.
We've got Guilherme, but mate, I'm sorry. I watched Wolves yesterday, right? And Wolves had so much more coming off the bench. They had that Tolu, 6'6" forward. They had two rapid players coming off the bench.
You know yourself here, when we had all the Potter supporters and that saying last year, wait until he gets a pre-season, wait until he gets his own transfer window and that. I never had any faith in Potter whatsoever. But what I do have faith in, that if the defence is still shit, which I believe it will be, come January, I do believe Nuno will get a central defence seat, like a centre back in. I genuinely do believe that, and a striker, because that's the players that he will need. I do believe. That's why I don't reckon. I think it's too early to say we're in a relegation battle. It wasn't under Potter, but it wasn't under Potter because Potter was never going to change. Potter was always going to be shit.
How can you say we're not in a relegation battle when we're basically we're 2 points from bottom? And we've got the squad that we've got, which is
because the reason why I don't believe it, because I think that Nuno will get a better tune out these players than what Potter ever could. I genuinely do believe that. Although the bar is so low, the bar is so low, and plus it's been 6 games of the season so far. You still got 32 to play, That's fucking massive. So that's
Well,
why I don't.
What
think,
we're going to
I
do?
think come January. No, I do think come January, if we're still in the same position or just around that area, yeah, it'd be a relegation battle. But at the moment, we still got so much time
Well,
to climb the table.
we're going to do? We're going to do a collaborative exercise, people, right? And I'll tell you what, we'll start now. These are going to be quick polls. So if you want to take part in them, you're going to have to vote in them quite quick. I'm going to leave them up for a couple of minutes at a time. We're going to go through our fixtures up until Christmas. Now, based on what we've got at the moment, I want you to tell me whether we're going to win, lose, or draw these games. And then collectively, I'll add up, I'll do the table where we're going to be at Christmas based on what you lot think. All right. So, Mick, obviously, you have your say on it first. So we start off, we face Everton. Everton away. So what do you think is going to be?
Now I've changed my mind on it because I genuinely think we'll win. I think we'll beat Everton tomorrow.
Okay. Win, lose, draw. So let's see what people think. I don't. If he doesn't get, I'll tell you what, he needs a bounce. If he doesn't get a bounce, we're fucked.
Yeah, so but can you really say that about? He's only been here like a Saturday.
Mate, no, but I just think with the mentality of this team, I ain't criticising Nuno. This squad is broken, mate. They're on their 4th manager in 16 months.
Yeah,
they're fucking broken. And if we don't get off to a good start and we're struggling, say for instance we ain't got any points in 5 games, mate, I'm worried about it. So anyway, look, there's the polls in the chat. Let me know what you think, people, on that one. It is in there, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of people were saying, well, actually, there's a few wins in there, but a lot of people saying 3-0 defeats in there. I don't think it is.
No, there's some people going for a win. So we're going to have, no, it's a draw, 44%. 185 votes. So that's going to be a draw tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, see, I'm the same as David Thompson here. He was doubtful at Everton. He's now positive. Exactly how I feel. And I just think that that's not even because Nuno's coming. It's because Potter's gone. That's why I'm a bit more positive about it. Nothing to do with Nuno, just more to do with Potter.
Yeah, I just think that this is now a Potter team, mate. I mean, you look at what he's done. We've lost Kudus. Alvarez has gone out.
Yeah,
we lost all them
leaders.
There's
going to be like a fucking weight lifted off their shoulders. I genuinely do, and think fucking hell, there's going to be a bit more freedom about them. I'm a bit positive now. I wasn't. I see no positivity under Potter, but now I'm a little bit more okay.
If he gets a bounce, which apparently he always does. So apparently Nuno always gets a new manager bounce from his team. So if he does that, then I think we could go on to have a better season. But if we don't get that bounce, mate, I do worry.
Hammer, Nuno versus Moyes. The ball might stay in the halfway line.
Oh, mate, it's honestly, you're gonna have it's going to be a ball fest. 2 shitty bum managers, right? Draw.
I think we can, Adam. I think we can call him back. Don't quote me on that, but I'm sure we can. And if we can, we definitely fucking should.
Right, so that's an easy one. Everyone's gone. That's 70% a loss.
Forest fan. We lost our first match with him, but then went on a decentish run.
Right, okay. So
I still don't really class it as his first game. It's going to be obviously officially, but
no. Look. It's a bit of a. Well, it's not really a free hit. He's going to have had a full weekend with them and a bit of preparation, more than what. That's.
Yeah, but even then, I'm more confident if he's weekend than I would do Potter's week.
I'm not going to be judging Nuno on what he does in the Everton game. I won't be judging him on that.
No, I don't think you can. I don't think you can really judge him against Arsenal either.
No.
Arsenal look fucking dangerous.
So Brentford at home, win, lose, or draw. Right. I'm gonna zip through these as quickly as possible, people. I'm gonna try and get an idea myself and see, because hopefully with a balance of opinion on these. So Brentford at home, win, lose, or draw.
Well, I didn't do Arsenal, but Arsenal I think a loss anyway. Brentford, they've become a little bogey team. But you know what? I'm going for the win again. I've got a feeling.
There's a lot of people that are.
Yeah, I'm going for the win. I think that's going to be our own game. I still agree with the boycotting. I really do.
Okay.
But that's easy. People are going to say that's easy for me to say because I don't go. But I've bought 5 tickets anyway.
Yeah. Right, so that's a win. Brentford's a win.
I've got them to win.
What's
So
that?
straight away, there's 6 points out of 3. That's fucking good return.
It's not. It's a draw, a loss, and a win. I'm going on the balance.
Oh, you going all right, but for me,
yeah,
it's 6 points. For them, it's 4 points out of a possible 9.
Right. So now we've got Leeds away.
This happened the last time I predicted. The last time I predicted like a
I know
season,
you had us like fucking 4th in the league, didn't you?
I had us 3rd in the league.
Win, lose, or draw. So Leeds away, people.
Joe, it's a fucking white top. What colour do you want it to be? He went, that's a really white top. It's fucking white. What do you think it is in?
That's ultra.
But 5 tickets, a rich man. No, it was 5. It was a pad. There was a pad each.
Right, this is get your votes in, people. This is close. So we've got 34% for a win, 38% for a draw.
Who's this one? Brentford still?
Leeds. It's Leeds away.
Yeah, I think Leeds are going to be hard. I think that they're going to be. I think a draw on that one.
Yeah, I think that's what they've gone for. Right, so that's a draw in that one. That's a draw. And then we've got Newcastle at home. What do you reckon on that one, Mick?
Loss on that one.
You reckon a loss?
Yeah.
Start a poll. Hang on 1 minute.
It's so many different. Like Emma's Mikey. I know Emma's Mikey. Look, 3 draws and 1 loss. But I don't think I've ever seen you positive, Mikey. I really don't.
I don't. Mate,
Mary's got 4 draws and 1 loss.
I don't. Yeah, for me, I feel like we're in such a mess that, do you know what? If he does turn this around and turn this around quick, he's a fucking miracle worker. That's what I'll say about him. I'll say he's a miracle worker, and I will. You know, I'll eat humble pie. I'll say he is a miracle worker.
Do you know why?
I genuinely think this team is shit.
This team
and not suited to him.
But I think that but no, hold on, right? But we did say
that's a loss.
Like even with midfield, that we've got so much better options than what Potter was picking. We have. Right, now it's all down to Nuno to pick that. Now, that's why I think we have got a shit defence. Terrible.
Can I open people's eyes on because this opened my eyes, and this was one of the reasons I flipped my fucking lid yesterday. It's Hammers Mikey's fault. It was in our group. Because I said the only thing that we've got to look forward to is James Ward-Prowse not being in that team. Well, first of all, from what I've been told, I think Analytics United said that Souček is going to become a very important part of his team because of the function that he provides. Before we played Nottingham Forest this year, there's an article. I'll post it in the video after this chat. He was raving about 3 of our players: Jared Bowen, Lucas Paqueta, and James Ward-Prowse. He picked out 3 players. He said 3 top quality players. That's what he said. So we shall see.
Cheers, Warren. Fucking hell.
Right, so hang on a minute. Oh, cheers, Warren. Thanks, mate.
On,
so I've got to do Burnley. Right, so this should be an easy one.
Yeah, win.
This is Burnley. This is home, by the way, people.
Yeah, win. I think you definitely improve our own form. I like what he said. When he said about don't just talk it, we've got to show them.
No, I like that. Yeah, he spoke well. Well, it felt. I mean, Potter always felt like he was a fucking politician to me. It always felt very kind of sort of.
Yeah, well, he just say, yeah, but to me,
it's like he'd been briefed by the PR.
Yeah, he'd
department.
say it to just try and appease the fans. I think Nuno. I genuinely think he means it.
No. Look. I like that. That's a win. Right. So Burnley is a win. Won't ponder on that one. Right. Then we've got Bournemouth away, Mick. What do you reckon on that one? We're halfway there, people. Bournemouth away.
No, I think Bournemouth will beat that. I think Bournemouth will have that.
All right. Bournemouth.
I like Bournemouth.
I'll tell you what, mate.
I like their manager.
I'll tell you what. But watching Wolves yesterday, they were so unlucky against Tottenham, and they looked so good in that second half, so good. And the players he was bringing off the bench, I'm just looking at that and thinking, mate, how much depth? They're bottom of the league.
See, I think that if what Nuno said about James Ward-Prowse, I think if he really believed that, he would have played him at Forest, and he didn't. I think that the talk, the walk is more important than the talk. So fine, let him big him up. But I think that when he had the opportunity to play him, he didn't. He really didn't. So I think that even if he does pick him, to start 1 or 2 games, I think that it'll be short-lived because I don't think he's stupid. No, like Potter is.
No. Look,
Let's see.
he's not stupid. And what I do, well, he looks like a hard ass, and I do think that we need that now because look, I do think we've got an awful lot of players. It sounds like they've been taking. Well, look, do you know what? I'm not going to say taking the piss under Potter. I reckon when you're in a situation where you've had 3 managers in fucking 12 months, and this latest one, just seems like an absolute wanker, you're going to ignore him and get depressed. Do you know what I mean? So hopefully, if this guy comes in, hopefully, he's big in the dressing room. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, but yeah, that is true, people. Just before the Nottingham Forest game, that was his comments in a pre-match interview, bigging up West Ham, raving about 3 players: Bowen, Paqueta, and James Ward-fucking-Prowse.
Yeah, hopefully he was fucking gaslighting. Hopefully. Do you know what I mean? Hopefully, what he said about Ward-Prowse, he had off camera, he was all like that.
Right, and this is going to be a hard one to predict because the current team. I know what I'd predict, but Amorim's not going to be there. But Man United away, I can't see Amorim still being there by this point.
Yeah, but we're going on now,
you've got to base it on now, I suppose.
Yeah, we have to because otherwise you can say, well, none of these are really.
We don't know who's going to get in.
See what form that Nuno plays and how he's playing before.
And you don't know what team, you don't know what manager they're going to get in, do you?
No, I think that they'll probably pay out for Silva, to be honest with you. But
it's apparently Xavi is who they're looking at.
Yeah, well, all right.
Man United away. What do you reckon,
Man
people?
United away. A draw.
There's a lot of people going for a win. Well, no, this is hard. This one. This is in the 30s. 30s. More saying a win at the minute. Get this up to 180 votes. Go on, and then we'll settle on it.
I get up to a draw.
No, I think there's more people confident for a win. They're shit at the minute, aren't they?
Man, you were looking at Southgate.
Oh, imagine that. That'd be
How
the best
might
thing
you
ever.
fallen though? Do you remember in my era? I mean, I know a lot of
ever.
people's were Liverpool, but Man United was my era.
We're beating Man U. Right, win. Right, next one is last 3 people. We've got Brighton away. So let me just do this one quickly. What do you reckon on Brighton away, Mick?
I think a loss on that one.
They're flying, aren't they, this year?
Yeah, I think a loss against Brighton.
Win, lose, and draw. Let's see what people say on that one. And then after this, we've got 2 more. I don't know whether I'm going to bother with the last one.
Well, who's the last one?
City away.
Well, yeah, but just go for it. That's a loss, isn't it?
I've got to give everyone a chance, and to vote on it.
Fuck Brighton. Well, Brighton who did they just beat? Spurs, was it? 2-1.
No. They beat? Chelsea, wasn't it?
Chelsea 3-1. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, Chelsea
away.
Right, that's a loss.
Right, but it's been changed a little bit, Brighton, now. We try and do anything against Brighton. Brighton ain't our bogey team as much anymore. We've done all right against Brighton.
This is a tough one. And this is Aston Villa, but we're at home. What do you reckon, Mick?
Oh.
They won 3-1 today.
Yeah, they did, but still. Do you know what? This could go either way, but I reckon we just nicked that 1-0. So I'm going to go for a win. Oh, that's a big call, that. That's a big call.
Well, that'd be an amazing win, let's face it.
It would be a great win.
Yeah. I personally think the best that we could get out of that is a draw, myself.
So have you done your own predictions on this?
Yeah.
Because I didn't write mine down, to be honest with you.
I'll quickly whiz through them for you again in a minute, and you can just tell me win, lose, or draw. Right, so there's a lot of people fancy a win against Villa. Fair enough. You're all feeling confident, people. Right, the last one. Do I bother with Man City away? I'll put it up there anyway. Hang on.
Yeah, no, I think that's a loss. It could be actually be quite heavy, that one, to be honest with you.
All right, hang on. Let's put it up there anyway. So we've got Man City. This is the last one. Thank you for taking part. Man City away. And that
it's quite good, though, isn't it? Being a part of it, getting your fucking predictions on the go.
Lose and Draw. Fucking hell, should you put lose in there? Okay. And that one is just before Christmas Day. That one. We play Man City.
Yeah, so just prepare yourself. Don't let it ruin your fucking Christmas, people. We are.
Yes. 73% loss. Right, so we're on 3 points at the moment. This will take us up to 17 games. So what we got there? So you got 3.
Nuno special 2-1 win.
9. 10.
Oh, do you imagine
11.
though? Do you imagine he's gonna be fucking run the game? Can you imagine it? Snowblind polar bear.
Okay, right. Well, just so you know, I thought that they were very, very that they were some confident picks in that. You've got that would put us on 16 points from 17 games.
What, from all of us?
No, that was from them. So I'll tell you what. Let's go through it on your one. Right, 1 minute. So from the chat, they've basically put us on 16 points from 17 games. That's what they've done. So, Mickey, Everton away, win, lose or draw?
Win.
Right, win. Arsenal, loss.
Loss.
Brentford.
Win.
Leeds.
Draw.
Newcastle.
Loss.
Loss, you said, didn't you? Burnley, you said win, didn't you?
Yep.
Bournemouth away, you said loss.
Yep.
Liverpool's a loss. Man United away.
Draw.
Draw. Brighton away, you said loss. Villa at home, you said draw, didn't you?
Yep.
And Man City away is a loss.
No, I said Villa. I said a win. I said win.
You
for
said
Villa.
a win. You said a win. Right, okay. So 3, 4, 7, 8, 11, 14. You've got us on 17 points from 17 games.
So I ain't far from the chat, really. They think 16. I think 17.
Yeah. Do you want to know what mine is?
7.
No, honestly, I'm not joking.
Yeah, go on.
Right. I'm gonna say he's gonna get off the mark tomorrow with a draw, which would be good. I'll take that.
Okay.
I think a draw tomorrow. I mean, a win would be brilliant. We just don't want to lose. Arsenal, I'm gonna go a loss. Brentford, I think we're gonna lose. Leeds, away at Ellen Road, I think we'll lose. Newcastle at home, I think a draw on that one because he should be starting to get his team going then. Burnley's a win. Bournemouth away, I'm going to go draw. Liverpool loss. Man United away, I'm going to go a loss on that. I just feel like they're going to have I think they'll be different by the time we play them at that point. Brighton away, I'm going to go a loss. Villa at home, I'm going to go draw. And Man City away, I'm going to go loss. So I've given us 1, 2, 5. I've given us 6 points. That'll be 9 points from 17 games if I'm right. But even you lot being confident, you're giving us a point a game. That's relegation form.
Yeah, but I don't think that's... Look, when I say it's not too bad, it's going to be a lot better than what we would have got with Potter. Plus, I do think...
all day, mate. We was going down with a whimper. Yeah.
I do think come January, I think Nuno will... I've just got a bit of faith in Nuno identifying a problem. Not like how Potter identified a problem being the goalkeeper, which it never was. It was always a defence for that. So I've got a feeling Nuno will identify that, will identify we need a striker. And I think he'll get, not saying even the right people in, but he'll get that positions cleared. And I think that we'll kick on even more in January. I do. That's the belief I've got in it. Again, not the football I want to see, because I do think it's going to be a boring, turgid go at it. But just to get that foundations built again, I'm all for it. And then kick on at a later date. But again, I will stress out this. don't give up on protesting
Yeah.
against the fucking
Oh,
ball.
no fucking...
Never.
Like, 1 second, just very quickly on this. Mark Pennington says, Nick, how many points if Marco Silva took over? Probably not much different, if I'm being honest. But the difference is we've got a manager there in place that when we buy players in January and we move on, we're part of the project, and where we want to be, we can push on. We've just hit factory fucking reset. By the time Nuno is done, we're going to have a team built on a low block, like what David Moyes left us with. And then we're probably going to have to either just accept we are what we are. We are the Stoke City of the current Premier League, and that's the way we're going to play football forever, which we won't, because we'll get bored with it, because every team gets bored of it. Or we have to just restart again. But hopefully by that point, what I've got to get into my head, right, is that the Bald are going to be gone. And we're never going to be able to progress until they're gone.
Yeah.
So the Bald are going to be gone. So this is a good interim appointment, is what I've got to think of. Cheers, Steve. This is a good interim appointment. He's
and
solid. He'll make us solid.
Nick.
I'm hoping he keeps us safe while we're doing what we've got to do to get these fucking people out. Because like I've said, they ain't getting a director of football. Somebody done a search the other day. There are 19 teams in the Premier League that have got directors of football. Sullivan thinks he's a fucking visionary. So we're the only team that ain't got one. We're the only team. And we're going to be doing the same again. It's going to be agent-led. It's going to be whoever fucking George Mendes feels like he gives us in January, or whoever else. That's where we are. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not going to pretend I'm happy with any of this shit. I'm happy with the fact that Potter has gone. That is brilliant. It's brilliant that he's gone. We was going down with a whimper. But, mate, I still feel like we're fucked, personally. And it's going to be a miserable, horrible, turgid season. It's just what I think.
Yeah,
It's going to be boring and painful to watch.
Yeah, it's not going to be exciting. And like I will keep saying it. It's not the manager I wanted, but I'm not disappointed like a lot of people are with the appointment. Not when you consider what could have been as well. I think that I'm more positive with Nuno than I was with Lopetegui and Potter. And really with Moyes, with the Moyes situation, because he had that stint first off, and when he come back, I really didn't want Moyes, want Moyes. But then in the COVID season, he kind of turned me around a bit because I wasn't expecting that. So then I was quite a supporter of him. But I'm not sort of someone who's going to be, okay, because he done well here, you can only go on what they're doing in the moment. So Moyes turned me again, and then I couldn't stand the geezer. No. So again, I'm more positive with Nuno than I am with the last three managers. Yeah. However, I will keep saying it. It's not the sort of manager I personally want to see at West Ham.
No. Of course, you're looking up the fucking table, Joe. We're at the bottom. We ain't got nowhere else to look.
They ain't going to let Wood go. They are not going to let Wood go. No, but then when you look at it, I know like when people said about, I can't remember who it was, someone said about the team, but he got a real good tune out of Raul Jimenez. He got a real good tune out of Woods. All right, he did not get a tune out of Harry Kane, who was probably one of the best strikers in the world. But could he get a tune out of Fulcrum?
Do you know what? Look, beggars can't be choosers, right? This is where I've got to be able to draw the line. And this is where in my own head, I've got to learn to try and find a way to accept that if this is all we are, just accept it, but not accept it at the same time. Because this is why we're trying to get the ball out. Because if you just accept this after everything the ball promised us, and now you're going to go, oh no, we're all right now. You know, it's fine. Potter's gone. I'm going to get back on board the train. We will never be out of this fucking loop. We can't. You can't accept this as us in that stadium playing that brand of football. We can't. You can't.
No.
You can't have it.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't. But then you got to. That's why you can never back off the owners and put the pressure on them, because it's down to them that we're in this position. However, but from what could have been, Nuno ain't a bad shot. But look, Amos Michael, you say Woods is shit, average. Okay, but then he was fucking excellent. He's one of the best strikers under Nuno. You can't deny that. It's all
about who's going to listen, Mikey. All this is, we're going for functional here. This is back to basics, stripping everything back to as raw basic as you can go. So you just need players that are going to be functional. That's where we are now. and Woods will provide a function in a team or someone like him. You know, that's where we are now. We're just going to accept mediocrity now, by the sound of it.
Oh, what's going on now?
Yeah. What's that?
Why am I on the... What?
What's that?
Oh, no. Sorry, for some reason, I'll just come off of the screen. We both come off the screen. I must have clicked something.
Yeah.
If it happens to everyone else, sorry, people, but it was my fault.
Yeah,
and that again, but that's exactly where we are, Nick. We need functional. We do need that. Again, it shouldn't be like that. We should have progressed more after Moyes, but we didn't. Again, it was just the wrong decisions, the shitty, he's a free manager, let's have him.
But isn't it weird, though? You flash back to 2 years, 3 years, you know, the fan base were up in arms. Oh, this style of football shit, it's boring. You know, I don't want this anymore. And then Lopetegui comes in, still the football ain't great. And then Potter comes in, the football's boring. And then Nuno comes in, yeah, we don't need good football.
No, I don't know.
It's fucking weird.
But that's not what I'm saying.
I don't feel like that.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying we don't need attractive football. I've been an advocate for attractive football all the time. That's all I really want to see at West Ham is attractive football.
Yeah.
But we know that we're not going to get that under these ownership. They want the fucking
I know.
Bernardos. You know what I mean? Let's give them an opportunity to. And he's shit. It is shit. But I'm quite thankful when you think if we could have got Cooper, we could have got fucking Southgate, all these fucking other boring managers, but we got the better at the.
Do you know? There's only one thing that could really make me half enjoy this, right? Because if we're gonna go shithouse, I want us to go full fucking shithouse, and I mean become a dirty, horrible, disgusting fucking team that kick other players up in the air. And I'll tell you the other thing, and all people, all you lot that piss and moan and cry about Paqueta diving all over the place, that's going to be encouraged by Nuno. Our players are going to be, we're going to be a shithouse team. They're going to be throwing themselves to the floor, wasting time, dark arts. That's what we're going to see. And you know something? I'm all for it because that is a level of entertainment. If we're going to be a shithouse team, let's go full shithouse. It's a form of entertainment. If that's what we're going to do, then
look, Peaches is here. Peaches, what kind of would they sort of not say a dirty team for it, but would they sort of fucking let's go and have it team? Like would they dive into tackle teams or something? Or was he sort of placid and like our Potter is? Don't offend anyone. Do you know what I mean? That sort of manager. I don't think he is. He don't seem like it.
Who's that?
No, I don't think he's that sort of manager to be like Potter by going, oh no, don't upset anyone. Like, don't go in for
Nuno falls out and gets sacked from every job he goes to, mate.
I'm on about his players. I'm on about his style of play. Like, is he a sort of fucking go and have it, lads, or is he a? Oh no, don't.
I'll tell you what. There is one good thing about Nuno. There's one good thing about Nuno. He does pull a Jose. Must be a Portuguese thing. When the time is up and it ain't going well, he speeds that up. He does. When it ain't going well, I think he wants out himself. You know.
Yeah, but Chris, you got this wrong, mate. It's all about opinions, Chris.
I'll support someone. With all due respect, Chris, fuck off, mate.
Chris, it's opinions. It's not about that. You've got to have an opinion.
Hell.
If you say like he's got his opinion on it, and I don't blame it. I'm not saying that. It's good to have a different
I've got an opinion. I ain't got a pair of fucking flip flops on and change direction like the fucking weather every 2 minutes. I kind of stick to me fucking guns. That's what I do. Don't throw me a little fucking bone or get a hard on and then start fucking changing direction all the time.
Here's what Peachy says. He's very good defensive manager. He's boring until the attack he sprung, and then he's absolutely electric. So, look, listen, if that's the truth, I'm all for that from what we've seen under the last fucking 3 managers. So I am all for that. However, I will still, again, maintain I don't want to see Nuno ball as a long-term solution. I do want to see us get grounded and, you know, just get back to basics.
I'm fed up with us getting beat.
Yeah, so I am, but I'm also fed up with seeing boring football more, Nick.
I'm fed up. Yeah, mate, the boring football's just been a staple diet of being a West Ham fan under this lot. We had one year's grace in 15-16 under this lot, and they soon put paid to that. You know, what was entertaining under Moyes was the relative success. You know, because without wins playing Moyes ball, you just want to fucking kill yourself.
Absolutely.
So and the same will apply with Nuno. Nuno ball without wins is going to be torture. Similar to what it was with Potter, to be honest. Just shit. So I'm hoping that he can kind of sort us out and do what he's done at Wolves. I'm hoping he can. I'm hoping he can do what he did at Wolves. And he's got more chance. I think what you've got to be with Sullivan, you need to be strong. You've got to tell Sullivan what you want. I know this much because I've had conversations with SportsX, who you've all heard from. And he said the same thing. He said, you've got to tell Sullivan what you want. You've got to be firm and you've got to see it through. You can't have any sign of weakness. And that was a whole reason why I knew Potter was going to foul. He's weak as piss. You need someone that's going to go, no, I'm not having that fucking player. We're having this player, or I'm going to go, or I'm going to walk. You need people. You know, like what Glasner did to Palace when they was going to sell Gahey on transfer deadline day. And he went, I haven't got a replacement. If you sell him, I'm going. So you need to have managers that are going to be strong with Sullivan.
Yeah, but could you imagine Potter saying that? Sullivan probably would have gone fake fuck for that. Walk, mate. You fucking walk because I got to pay you out, cheap cunt. But,
But that's what we need. And he does strike me that he's got more. He has got balls. You can see it. He's got something about him. So in that sense, I'm with you, Mick. I like Nuno the man. I like Nuno the manager, and I think Nuno the character on the sidelines is going to be good. He's quite passionate. I think he's gonna manage a team well. I think there's a lot of positives here. There are compared to what we've had. It's just pissing me off that like you know, Iron Disciple said earlier on, we've hit factory reset.
Yeah. I agree.
And it's another sticking plaster, mate.
I'm
because
not
we know
deny
this ain't us. This is going back to the beginning and starting again. It's the death loop of Sullivan and Brady.
Absolutely,
it's the death loop.
And that's why I keep saying again. That's why I keep saying don't back off them. Don't back off the protest against them, because it doesn't change anything against them. In fact, it just shows you exactly what they are. They just go for the manager who's available now.
Yeah.
And Nuno sort of kind of fell in their lap, because if they genuinely believed that Nuno is and was the man to take us further, they would never have thought that. They would never have got him out of his contract. They would never have gone and bought him out. It's because that he was available on a free that now they've took the opportunity to go and get him. Yeah. And that's what annoyed me more. So it's not even nothing to do with Nuno. It was always the ball, and it still is the ball for me.
Half of these melts that do that, by the way, they literally go from one direction to the other. So that bloke there, even if he is a West Ham fan, highly likely will have 2 bad games under Nuno, and he'll be screaming more than anyone else. You see it all over fucking social media. These fans change direction like the fucking wind.
Yeah, but do you know what though? Look, yeah, I know that. I get that. Cheers, Rob. Ciao, mate.
Cheers, Rob. Thanks, mate.
I get that, but then also because like I just said to you, look, that's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion. Yeah. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. But what I don't get and what I don't like is others is telling people what their opinion should be.
Yeah, but this is a standard thing nowadays.
Yeah, but this is what Chris has done.
Everyone wants their own echo chamber. If you go back and look at the video that I did yesterday, there was people writing comments on there. I'm sure you'll delete this because you know you only like. And I'm like, no, I didn't fucking delete it. I left everything there. I expected
anyone
to be
watching this and think that's what happens.
I expected to be disagreed with.
You can go back to every single show that's been done with Clarence Boots. And we never delete anything.
Unless it's abusive. Like no, I do delete abusive ones. If it's bad and it's abusive,
comments,
they come off.
Comments, not videos.
Oh, yeah.
Not comments.
Oh, no,
if it's abusive comments, no.
No, what this guy was saying, he put a comment on there as if to say, you're an echo chamber. And I'm like, do you know what? No, you're the one that's got an intolerance with what you just watched. The thumbnail on that video said, I'm fuming with what's happening. So clearly they can see from what I've put on the fucking what the video is going to be. But they watch it anyway. And then they basically tell you how you need to think. Why ain't you balanced? Why ain't you saying this? What do you mean be fucking balanced? All I can do is give you my opinion. What you're saying is, why can't you think like me? Well, I can't think like you because I'm not you.
That is what you're saying. But then also, people, in all honesty, if that's what's your view on it, why don't you think like me? Set your own tube up. Set your own YouTube channel up. And then you be the voice of it.
They want the echo chamber. That's what they want.
We're here. We're literally here. Obviously, Nick more so. But we're giving our opinions. We ain't told what to say or how to say it by anyone. By the things we don't say to an agenda, whatever it is. We don't have
our strings pulled. We don't talk to the club. We don't talk to anyone. There's never only our own fucking narrative, whatever our opinion is.
Yeah, we don't care about if we're going to upset anyone on the fucking board of West Ham or anything like that. Fuck them. They can be upset with us. In fact, we kind of love that. And we know that they don't like claret and booze. We absolutely fucking know it.
Yeah.
It's lovely. It's a pride. It's a badge to wear, badge of honour to wear.
I've seen physical proof.
Yeah, we've heard physical proof as well, saying that they don't fucking like us.
Yeah, I love that.
Fine.
I wear that
we
as a
love
badge of
that.
honour.
But it's because that we don't ask for any information. Or what information have you got for us to what we can say now, people? We ain't asking for that from them, and we never fucking will.
No, but anyway, look, going back to what we were saying earlier on, the boycott is still going ahead on Monday night. The protests at the away games are still going ahead, not at the Everton game, because for obvious reasons, as has been reported with the the commemoration of the young lad that lost his life. So, out of respect, they're not doing that. But against Arsenal, there's going to be black balloons. Brentford's going to be the boycott, and then we've got the big march at Brentford. So it's so important now. And this is a thing, right? I actually heard someone. This is how little, and I want to think more of West Ham fans in this, but this is how little the mainstream media think of us. TalkSport earlier on, they was having an interview, a back and forth, and they was talking about Nuno coming in. And this guy, I can't fucking think who it was now, but he basically said, look, if Nuno does well, these protests will go away. If you win, you're always going to have a couple, that want the ball out. But on the whole, fans don't care. They just, if the only reason they're protesting is because we're losing, that is what they think. Do you know how fucking stupid that makes us look? So it's even more important now. We know the reason. The reasons that we're protesting ain't because of results. It's to get this fucking ownership out that will put us through hell. So it's so important that now, even if Nuno comes in and Nuno does well, it's a protest against a regime, not the fucking team.
Exactly
that is what it is.
Exactly that, people.
We've got to get them out.
Not the team.
And don't come across like fickle bastards, because I'll tell you lot something now. If this collapses, if nothing comes of the petition and the protests and it all goes quiet, we're going to end up back in this same situation under Sullivan again in a year or two. Nobody will go out there and start a protest movement again. I won't even get fucking involved in one if this dies on its ass. I won't ever go near one ever again. So if this collapses now and the fans walk away from it, then as far as I'm concerned, the destiny of West Ham is in the hands of David Sullivan, because I won't have anything to do with anything else anymore. We've got him on the ropes. We need to get him the fuck out. So we've got to keep our eyes on the prize, in my opinion.
Well, no, it's not just the opinion. I mean, that's exactly right. You're right, Ryan. Good morning, mate.
Hello, mate.
That's exactly right. It's got to be. You can't do that. I mean, people were saying about what makes no sense. I see that Sky pundit as well saying about if we start winning, then the protest will die down.
Condescending, mate.
Yeah, it was so condescending. But then someone else had brung up. But then they was winning under Moyes, but then still didn't like it because that was the football side. But you got to take. This is where you got to be separate. You got to take the football, the team, and the manager side just out the way for now. Literally purely focus on that board and the ownership, because they are fucking killing West Ham. They're so close of killing it completely off.
This is our last chance of getting our club back.
Stand up.
It's our last chance. This is it.
We've let them steamrollers so often, and we bought into their bullshit lies, but nothing's happening. So don't feed back into them more bullshit lies. Let's go and have it. Let's fucking take the club back.
Well, yeah, and the thing is, we're so close, and that is when you'll see proper change. We'll see real, proper, vast change. This club is a sleeping giant. All we're ever going to do, under this board is exist. We'll have the odd, sugar rush season where we do all right out of complete luck, not through design. Out of luck, and then they'll just rinse it and do what they did the last time we had some success. Sold our fucking captain, done this, and we've gone on a massive decline ever since. So we know that we really could be massive. West Ham really could be. We've got the fan base, and as much as we hate the stadium, we've got the arena. If somebody came in, bought that, and turned it into a football stadium, or knocked it down and built another one, nonetheless, we can fucking. We can do this, or we just don't. That's the thing, and that's the only thing that concerns me with it. Is I do know we've got an awful lot of fans that think the right way, but we have also got there are a lot of fickle fans as well, unfortunately, that will change like the fucking wind. But hopefully not. Hopefully we can stick to our guns. We can fucking, you know, all the hard work that's being done by Hammers United and by Crossed Hammers and by everyone else who's involved in this. You know, we'll get these fuckers out, hopefully. But anyway, mate, moving on to Everton.
Yeah.
Before I go into that as well, if you can't protest, for whatever reason against Burnley, if you can't, you can still protest. You can put your name on that petition, because that petition is going to be printed out and it's going to be handed over to the club at the gates. That's going to basically be the focal point of the march. We're going to march the petition to the gates. Everyone's name is going to be on there. We want to get to at least 25,000. I think we're almost at 15,000 now. So please, please, please get your name on there. That is your protest. You're there. You know, you're there. Your name's on it. So please do that. bsout.co.uk. Right, tomorrow, mate. Nuno's first game in charge. What are your expectations, Mick?
Do you know what? I don't even think it's about Nuno tomorrow. I think it's just the fact that Potter's not in the dugout, and I think it get a lot of weight off the players' shoulders. I think that there'll be more expressive gameplay. I think that they're going to want to. I think that they're going to want to impress Nuno. I do think we win. And I think it'll be quite an entertaining game. I know that it's got the makings of it not being because of the two managers. However, I think we'll see quite a good performance from West Ham tomorrow. I genuinely do. I didn't believe that at all, but now he's at the dugout. I do.
Well, I think that, I mean, they've lost 2 on the spin now, Everton. They have. They lost against Liverpool. They lost against Wolves. Same as we did. I do think that it's going to be a cagey affair for obvious reasons. I hope not, because I hope Nuno sees this one as a bit of a free hit. So I hope that what he does, because Moyes will certainly play that way. He won't want to lose, you know, not against us. Because if we win, by the way, we're 1 point below them. They're on 7 points. We're on 3. If we win that, we're on 6. So we're not a million miles away. He's desperately not going to want to lose to us. I hope that Nuno kind of just, because I think what this team needs, they need a little bit of encouragement. They need a little bit of they need to start enjoying their football again. I think they do. I don't think he'll come in with an iron fist and start smashing them all straight away. I think what he'll do at the first stage is put his arm around a few of them and try and get to know a few of them. And I think what we might see is a team go out with a little bit more freedom than probably what they'll end up with later on. I think we will. I think we could see a better game of football tomorrow. Or at least I hope so.
So you're in the same. So you're in the same mindset as what I am. What I've just said.
Yeah.
You just sort of said the same thing. You've written the shackles and the weight is going to be off them. They're going to express themselves a bit.
Yeah, but I think what he'll do tomorrow is I think he'll embrace that. I think he'll want to try and get them enjoying their football again before the hard work sort of starts, where he starts trying to drill his way into them again. Because do you know something? Look, I know they're highly paid superstars, this, that, the other, but they're on their 4th manager in 16 months. They're in the team. They're out the team. They're fucking playing this style, that style. It can't be fucking easy. It's not, you know. It can't
Paul,
be easy.
Do you want to clarify on that, mate? Is this a real comment or is this a sarcastic comment? Just to double check, because if it's sarcasm, you can go away. But let me just find out.
Sign the petition. I think that's what he's singing, mate.
Oh, fine, fair enough, mate.
Oh, sign the petition.
Oh, if you're singing that, then fair enough, Paul.
Yeah. But yeah, that's where I think we are. We're not going to do a phone in tonight, people. By the way, what we'll do is we'll do a phone in tomorrow after the game. So I'm going to do a late shift tomorrow because I've got next week off. Well, I haven't really got next week off. I'm having my garden done, and I'm dog sitting. I've got 4 dogs, and I'm basically doing lots of dog walking throughout the day because I can't go in the garden, and it's going to be like that all next week. So tomorrow I can have a late night. And I'll do a phone in after the Everton game. I will do a watch along tomorrow as well. So I'll be back for the watch along.
How the fuck do I look ginger tonight? I've got a cap on, you dibs.
You do look ginger. Your beard looks ginger.
Do you know what? It's got to be the fucking light in the thingy.
You are ginger. You are ginger. You are ginger.
I am. Yeah. I'm the angry kid, ginger.
So yeah, look, that's where I am. There's part of this is what I mean. Where I am, there's part of me that's I'm really frustrated. It's a weird emotion. I'm so happy that Potter's gone. I like Nuno, but I'm still not happy. I'm because I just feel like all the pieces are not there, and I still feel if we get a result tomorrow, I'll start to relax. But I've just got a feeling, I've got a horrible feeling that, and I meant what I said yesterday in that show. Because don't get me wrong, Mick. If we go on a bad run, and if after 17 games you're looking at 9 points, there's going to be people calling for Nuno's head at Christmas because we're going to be on the verge of going down. And regardless of what people say now about Nuno, they will be saying he ain't the man, if we're not getting wins. But the trouble is, at that point, what do you do then? Because you can't go, because Nuno's one of the best ripcord managers. He's one of the best low block managers. If this doesn't work, I don't know that anyone else could really save us at that point. Personally, if we're loitering down the bottom at Christmas and it ain't working for Nuno, where do you go then?
Well, we've had this discussion. Yeah.
Where'd you go then?
Yeah, but we've had this discussion when I think John asked this once, and I said, look, I'm up for fucking getting a new manager in every 3 fucking months if it ain't working out. Do you know what I mean? I just think cut the cord. Again, I'm a West Ham supporter, not just a one-man supporter. So if it wasn't working out, fuck it. Let's get rid of it.
Yeah.
Ain't gonna happen.
But what I'm saying is at that point, we'll get rid of him and go for who? Because we're all accepting that Nuno.
It's going to be. It'll be.
But Dyche ain't better than Nuno.
No, he ain't. But they're always going to go for that fucking manager who is what's that, like a break glass in case of emergency.
Yeah. Well, that's no, mate. That's Nuno. That's what they've done. This is a ripcord manager. This is
and I don't agree with that though, because I just don't think we're there. Not after 6 games of a Premier League season. I think if you write a season off already, that's terrible. But I was prepared to write that off under Potter. I genuinely was. Under Potter, any longer we would have been banging trouble.
All they care about is staying in the Premier League, and the reason they've acted so quickly is because 2 of the teams that have come up are fucking flying, and they've looked at that and gone shit. Normally, they go on the premise there will always be 3 worse teams than us. Normally, the 3 teams that have come up. But they've looked at the way that the league's unfolding, and they've gone, fuck. We're going to have to do a little bit more this year to stay up, which I think that we are.
Yeah, but I totally agree. I can't change my mind on that now, but I do think
But that's why they've acted. They've acted out of panic. That's why he's gone now. That's why they've acted.
You was right, yeah. You was right in what we're saying, but we've always said it. Me and you have said it from this time that it's not only been 7 days too late to sack him. It was like fucking 5-6 months too late to sack him, because he should have been gone before the end of last season, but at the very least at the end of last season.
Yeah.
Anyone, and I still can't get my head around this, that people were going, right, we'll give him a pre-season, give him his thing. We saw the type of play that Potter wanted to play at the end of last season when he had no pressure on him whatsoever, and it didn't work out. It was shit, boring football. So how they thought that was going to change, I never know. And we was proved right. It didn't change. He should have been gone a lot sooner than what we've been. But
he shouldn't have been here throughout the summer for what he
did.
He
should have done
in that 6 months. He should have been gone, and how they allowed him to fucking gut that team. I mean, that is the biggest turnaround of players we've ever seen. So on the 6 months evidence they had, not only did they let him do what he did to the playing squad, they also allowed him to rip up and replace all the backroom team as well. I mean, how thick are these owners? Seriously, they're fucking useless. It's beyond a joke. There was no way it was ever going to work. There's no way it was ever going to work.
No, but again, that's the owners for you, isn't it? We're not going to go anywhere good and positive under these owners. We ain't. I think that Nuno is probably the best we're going to get from these owners. I genuinely believe that.
I just think it is so amazing how the mood of the fan base has gone exponentially up, which is good,
Yeah.
But it's gone up when we're literally second from bottom, and we've gone out and gone and got a bloke who we know doesn't play exciting football, and everyone's really happy about it. And what I'm saying is that shows you how they've forced the bar so low. We don't even realise it.
Yeah.
They've forced that bar so low that we're now happy to accept this.
I agree, because we've got nowhere else to go on it, because we know we're not going to get the Because we know we're not going to get the likes of Silver and that much has been seen. I think if there was ever a time where we was going to get someone like Silver or pay for a manager, would have been now. But it's not happened now, and it just goes to show it's never going to happen under this. You know what? I wouldn't mind. Someone else was saying this. If it was a case of we bought Nuno out of a contract, the fans would be more upbeat about it than because he's a free. Now, I don't disagree with that because, again, my annoyance is at the board by yet again not really identifying a manager who they genuinely believe can get us that next level. Let's go all in on him.
Yeah.
They've got him because it was an opportunity, because he was free. We would have never paid any money, compensation 100%. For him, ever.
But going back to what David's saying here, David Lloyd, he says, yeah, but Nick Nuno gets results and we need results, not pretty football. If that materialises, then fine. But nonetheless, I don't see what there is to be over the moon about, because, like I said, if we'd have gone out now after 5 games, where even Mickey said we're not in relegation trouble now, really, there's still 33 games to go. We could have gone out and got a Marco Silva or someone of that ilk that could have started a project. What we've done is we've gone out and got a manager that we know is going to save us, and the whole fan base is going to want. Well, he won't last. He doesn't last long. This is his fourth job in 6 years. He comes in to do a job, so we're going to have to start again. We're going to have to move on and start again. We could have done that now. We could have gone out and got that manager now. Fair enough. I don't know whether we've got the players to do that. But then I really don't think we've got the players to do what he wants to do. I hope to be proven wrong. But I don't think we have.
I'm a little bit disagreement in that. I do think that we've got good players here. I think we've got a better squad than what Potter picked. But Stuart, I think you're misreading it, and I think a lot of people got to give him a chance, not play the game yet. We are giving him a chance. I just said to you, I think he's better at the bad bunch. That's not the problem. The problem is with the board yet again, employing a manager who was on a free. They would never have got him had they ever paid compensation for him. So that's the only reason why we got him. Yeah. I'm not saying it's for the worst reason, but that sort of manager is not. But it's all about the board for me now and the owners.
Yeah, look. And I do get it. I think the fan base as a whole, it's been miserable to be a West Ham fan for a long time. So that you cling on to anything, and you don't want anyone to burst your bubble. So if you're feeling up at the moment, you don't want to listen to someone moaning about it. I get it. I do get it. But the fact of the matter is, I'm sorry. I've been wounded and battered and bruised far too much by this club just recently. I'm a cynic anyway, and there is nothing about this that says we're going to be all right now in the future. We're going to be... Nothing about it says that. It doesn't.
Like Nuno, David Lloyd. We got Nuno by pure chance and timing. Yes, he's free, but pure chance of timing. If we didn't snap him up someone else bigger? Like
who? Where do you think he was going to go? I don't know what... I don't really know what people think this manager is. What happened at Nottingham Forest? I mean, there's a Nottingham Forest fan in there at the moment who's probably not very happy because Ange ain't winning. But the fact of the matter is, I called this last season. They are short-term managers. Low block managers that play counter-attacking football get found out. He got found out. The tail end of last season, they was top 4. They dropped like a fucking stone. The last quarter of the season, they was shit. And the Nottingham Forest fan, he will confirm that. And I predicted that before it even happened. We've seen it ourselves. You can't always sucker punch and counter punch teams, especially if you're good at it, because they wise up. But again, look how we played Nuno. Potter showed everyone how to play a Nuno team. Just sit back, let them have the ball. Don't go at them too much because they haven't really got any fucking ideas in open play, regardless of all the players that they've got, because their training is all about being defensively solid and hitting on a counter-attack. There's not really any patterns of play. They couldn't do anything. We sat deep. Forest could do fuck all. And then we did them. We hit them on the counter-attack.
But then again, he's missing the point that I've said repeatedly tonight. Right, so about chance and timing.
I don't know what people think of this guy.
That's the only reason why that they got him. It's not about chance of timing. There's no way Sullivan has looked at Nuno over a period of 6 months or said, right, my next manager I want is Nuno. We're going to go and buy him out of the contract to Nottingham Forest. Never fucking in a million years. But they would never buy anyone out of the contract. And this one proves it more than any time, more than any other time, because we could have had the opportunity. This should have been the opportunity to go and get a silver or to even test the waters. You've got to buy a lottery ticket to win the lottery. But he's not bothered doing that. He's just gone, oh, do you know what, right? The analyst I was thinking of yesterday going, right, I want to win the lottery. All right, go and buy a ticket. How much? £1.50. Fuck that. I ain't paying £1.50. Then someone going to me, well, I've got a ticket for last week's draw. You can have it for free. Fucking hell, I'll have that then. You're never going to win it if you don't buy the fucking ticket.
You're
so
never
that's
going
what annoyed me.
But what the Forest bloke saying here, he said he likes a small squad. We've seen that before. The same with Moyes. But the fact of the matter is, what the Forest manager has done, whether he's gone with the right manager or not, time will tell. Time will tell. But you have to make that transition. Nuno will never make a transition to a different type of manager because he's not. So if you get to a stage where you've gone as far as you can go and you've hit your ceiling, like we did with Moyes, under a manager, what we did was we tried to mandate Moyes to change his style of football. He couldn't do it. He failed. We ended up going back to what he knew because that was all he could do. So they absolutely had to move away from Nuno. I said that. I predicted it, and he's gone. And the same will happen at any club. They will do well, and they'll make you defensively solid. And in Nuno's case, he does really well doing that. But you hit a ceiling. You can only go so far, and then you want more. Of course you do. Everyone wants more. Because you want to do the best that you can do, and then you have to move on. So again, he's what I will say is I think he's very good at what he does. So if anyone can get us defensively solid and get him picking up points, doing this, it's Nuno. Absolutely, it is. I'm just depressed that I'm going to be watching a load of football again. I am. I don't know why people are celebrating it. It's depressing.
Look, the football is, but look, let's see. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was a player difference, lot of style. Who knows?
Yeah, I can't celebrate what playing fucking Harambe.
It was just a thing. Marco Silva probably didn't want to come. Whether he did or he didn't. We didn't. Again, everyone likes that analogy that I said. They don't, but fuck it, let's carry on. They didn't bother buying the ticket to go and have a look to see if we could get him. They didn't. They didn't bother looking at anything like that. They've just gone for the manager who was free.
Yeah. But this is Joe. What you're basing this on, and this is true. And again, I'm pretty sure the Nottingham Forest, because I made that video off the back of a Tottenham game. They beat Tottenham. They had 25% possession, and they had 2 shots or 3 shots on goal. Tottenham had about 30 fucking shots. Nottingham Forest beat them, and that was exactly what Moyes was doing. He was winning against the XG, winning against. Basically, look, it's luck. You're winning when you shouldn't be. It's defensive resilience and everything else. It's not just luck. But what I'm saying is it does expire. The quick attack that you're talking about are the clips that they show on Match of the Day when they break with blistering pace. 85 minutes of a game, you're sat in your own half defending. You're talking about 5 minutes.
And you must know that, Joe. You see it under Moyes.
You see it under Moyes. So it's the clips, it's the highlights that you see on Match of the Day. And you see Elanga bursting down the right and you see fucking Gibbs White breaking through the middle. It ain't like that all fucking game. It's not. If
it was like that all game, we'd be buzzing.
They're cherry-pick moments. So it is going back to that, in my opinion. But anyway,
yeah, what's these Peaches? Said it before, your goal will be peppered and your ass will be clenched this
exactly.
If you win, you feel amazing. But if you lose, soul draining.
Do you know why you feel amazing? Because you've committed a fucking robbery. We used to do it under Moyes all the time. You think, how the fuck have we won this? This is what I'm talking about. Your goal will be peppered. Look at our goalkeepers. Look at our defence. And look at what they had. I really don't see how this works. I don't see how it works.
Well, with what we've got. So that's Nick's point. My point is, I do think it'll work for results wise. I do. It's not going to be lovely football. It don't. But I do think it'll get us grounded. It'll get us back to basics. And then hopefully, I've got a hope because it is hope that kills you. But hopefully, the next manager that comes in will be more progressive and can get you to the next level of what Nuno can.
Peaches agrees with my analysis. So
of course he does. Of course he does. It's you're not wrong, but at the same time, I've got to try. I'm fed up. I'm so fed up of being so downhearted about West Ham. I am. So I'm taking a positive that the biggest positive for me is that Potter's not in that dugout anymore.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
How are you going to feel when
James?
Hello, mate. Yeah, absolutely, James. Cheers, mate.
Yeah.
You ain't
Yeah,
got
that's
to give us
what
a
we're
fiver,
saying.
mate.
That's what
But
we've been
thank
saying. The show.
you. But but this is the worry, right? And that is all it is. And I'm sorry to be a broken record. My main concern with Nuno when we appointed him was the team that we've got. It didn't work under Moyes towards the end. Well, I think Moyes is a really fucking good low block manager. He is. Look at what he done with us. But he fucking fell to pieces towards the end. That last 2 years in the league, we was terrible, hemorrhaging goals. And I do think that team was better. And I don't think Nuno's a better low block manager than Moyes. They're probably on par, similar sort of characters. So I don't know what people are expecting of this guy. I don't know what the board are expecting of him. I don't know at the club who has analysed this team and gone, yeah, this is what we'll need. This is how we should approach it.
No one, Nick. That's the whole point.
Who's
no
done
one.
That?
No one's done that. That's the whole point of buying or getting a manager who's a freebie. There's been no sort of what manager can get the best out of this group? There's been none of that. It's just been who's free that we can get, who's a name and had a better run so far. And it was Nuno. It was Nuno. That's all it was. There's been no thought process behind this manager and the team together. There has been none.
Yeah.
And it never will be under this ownership. And again, that's why we keep saying it. We said it all night. Do not give up on the protest and getting this board and fucking owners out.
I'll tell you what, Reg, right? As long as it ain't explicit, if Nuno gets us from 19th to 7th this season and we finish 7th, I will do a I'll do a forfeit. You can tell me what my forfeit will be. All right? In the chat. Like I said, as long as there's no nudity involved, because nobody.
Yeah, no one wants to see that.
Nobody needs to see that. So yeah, I'll do a forfeit if he gets us to 7th. If he gets us, I'll do anything.
Well, someone called me. Someone said I look like Donald Trump with it. It's got to be this lighting. You said I looked orange as well. It's got to be the lighting. It's definitely the lighting from the sunbeds.
Oh, he just wants to see me break me neck, Dad's army. Fucking backflip. What do you want to do?
So how about you dress up as a fucking? How about you dress up as Donald Trump for one show?
I'll do that anyway. I do that.
Yeah, do that. The whole show. You got to dress up with me and then do the voice. I can't do his voice. I can't fucking do it.
Yeah, but no, I will. Has to be. I take my shirt off. So
no, Randy.
Yeah,
go.
I'll do that.
No, go. No, James.
That.
Don't be fucking wishing that on him. Never.
No, I ain't doing that.
Never.
No. Yeah. Apart from that, not that.
Well, someone else
I need jelly deals.
Here's a positive, yeah, for having Nuno. We haven't got to sit through them fucking and bottle squashing press conferences of Potters anymore.
Oh no! His mouth noises. No. Look. I do think, as a man and as a character, I think I'm going to like him. I do. I think he don't bullshit by the looks of it. And from what I've seen, I've looked into him a little bit today. He speaks pretty well. He's quite a humble bloke, to the point. He don't bullshit. He don't gaslight. I quite like him as a person. So I think he's a good fit in that sense. Who knows? Maybe he can evolve. Maybe he can. Who knows?
Nick?
What? Fuck off. I'd rather want to no way. On my arse.
Across his forehead.
On my arse. A Potter tattoo.
Yeah, just leave out the O. Just when you bend over, it says Potter.
Yeah. Oh dear. You have to sit and watch a game of Moyes ball. Well, that's what we're going to be doing. No, I'm going to leave Nuno alone. Listen. If he does, it ain't going to be easy. It ain't going to be easy. What he's got to do. I will say this in Nuno's defence, right? I'm not going to be on Nuno. I mean this now. I'm not going to be on him, mugging him off, like I was with Potter, because this really isn't. This squad that he's got to work with is fuck all, and he ain't got a lot to work with. So I feel sorry for him from the off. I think he's got an amazingly tough job, so I won't be getting on his fucking back. If he fails, it's just going to be targeted straight back at Sullivan and Brady. That's all that's going to be.
I don't know why this made me laugh.
Play the guitar with his foot.
It just seems like an hippie.
Yeah. But look, it's old Nicky Thornton. How you doing, mate?
Hello, Nick. Where you been?
An orgy tattoo of Avram, Fat Sam, Moyes, Loppy, and Potter. That's fucking weird, mate.
No,
That's
I
weird.
think that Nick's saying that's what he's just got. That's why he's not been around too long. 'Cause
Oh,
he's
right,
got that tattoo.
right, that's fucking. Yeah, I'm not having that done. I'm not having that done. Right, this is my concern, people. Right, so everyone's saying at least there's going to be no JWP. This is one of the reasons I was so angry yesterday, was because that was what I was. You know how much I love James Ward-Prowse. So I thought, yes, at least if we get Nuno, he's gone. And then Hammers Mikey put it in our WhatsApp chat yesterday, an article from before the Nottingham Forest game, where he basically said it was, in quotes, they're a really good team. They've got some fantastic players, 3 brilliant players in Paqueta, Bowen, and James Ward-Prowse. I shit you not. It's there in black and white. All right? Yeah, miss you too, mate. Miss you too. And your filthy sense of humour. So, yeah, I hope he's not going to be in the team, but we'll have to wait and see. Right, Mick, I think what we'll do, mate, we'll wrap that one up. Because I've spoken about that as much as I can. It's sort of, I'm done to death on it. I'm looking forward to the football tomorrow. I'm going to say that. I'm looking forward to it. Because it's something new. It's something different. We don't know what we're going to see. I am looking forward to it. So, yeah. My prediction for the game is going to be a draw. I've already said that, but I think a draw. And I think if he gets a draw, that'd be brilliant. You know, you don't. I know it's a free hit, but I don't want him to get off on a, you know, on a bad run and lose his first game. So to get a draw, a win would be brilliant. But,
Cheers, Peaches.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Cheers, Peaches. Yeah, hopefully he can just get off to a positive. That would be a positive start, wouldn't it? A draw. It would be.
Yeah, well, yeah. I
Draw
mean,
away.
it would, considering the time. I do think it'd be a win, though. I just don't want to get my hopes up just to be let down. But I do think it'd be a win personally. But
Yeah.
I think we'll see. I think we'll see a better style of play tomorrow. Just because, again, nothing to do with Nuno coming in. He's going to be more that Potter's gone. I think just, you know, we've said it. I think that'd be what it is.
Yeah. Hope so. Right, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, sorry. If you can drop a like on the video before you go, that would be very good. That ain't a love heart. That's a thumbs up outside. Thanks everyone for watching us. Thanks everyone for the super chats. Quickly wish for him again. Doghouse has rejoined. We've got Alan Thomas. Thank you very much, mate. We've got Warren Godson. We've got Steve West Ham United Bell. We've got Rob Nathan. We've got E20 Zone TV. And there are 2 that I forgot to do on the last live show that I did. I'm going to call them out now. 1 minute. Where are you? Before I go. Here we go. There's not 2. There's 4. So, Tony Angelino, the singing dustman. Thank you very much. We've got Ballsy Hammer, 73. He sent us a $5. We've got Tony Watkins, who looked after us with 2 super chats. Thank you very much, Tony Watkins. So yeah, sorry I forgot him on the last show. And that is it. We will see you tomorrow. I'll be here for the watch along, and I'll be here for the phone in after the show as well. Speak
and
to you
I will
soon.
be a bed after the game.
Yeah. Come on, you irons.
See you later, people. Thank you.